Okay, microwave that cup of coffee for the 3rd time in a row today. Hi friends. Surprise, bitch. Bet you thought you'd see the last of me. So remember when I said that I did not want to give up on YouTube and I would come back when I had time? Well, this is it. For the foreseeable future, this is how it's got to be. I literally only get 1 day off a week. It's been like that for a year and I'm starting to lose it a little bit. However, we can't let up yet. Things really haven't fallen into place like I was hoping they would for next year. So we're just gonna have to keep trucking along, keep just pounding the pavement, and hopefully something eventually will stick. But until then, I have no downtime. So hopefully you're all right with me just popping in occasionally once every few months just to put on some makeup in front of a camera. Like I said, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to leave entirely. I don't want to give up on YouTube. I do want to maintain some semblance of a presence, however infinitesimal it may be. So for now, this is what you get. It's my friend's wedding today, and they encouraged us to get glam. So I thought, why don't we just get real fucking glam? I haven't done a full face quite possibly since my birthday. That was back in July. So it's been a little bit. And even though I'm literally on a plane tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for Charlottetown, PEI for a vacation that is long overdue, I haven't been on a trip since I think January of 2020. So right now I'm in the middle of packing. I'm in the middle of getting ready for this wedding. But amidst all that, I figured now's the perfect time to roll out the camera and add another stress to the day. Why not? You know what? In for a penny, in for a pound. It's gonna be pretty straightforward. I just want to get really, really glam today. Their theme is black and white formal. I'm literally wearing my old grad dress. Yes, it has been, I think, at least 15 years since I graduated high school. No, I don't want to talk about that. I should stop talking because I need to put on some makeup and I can talk while I do makeup. That is the premise of today's video. It is just a good old fashioned get ready with me. So that is what we're gonna do today. We're just going to get real, super ultra Met Gala ready, whatever that means, glam, and hopefully get it done in time so that I can make it to this wedding before the ceremony starts. And so that I can finish packing for this 10-day trip that we're going on. I will tell you all about it in the video, but first, let's just get started. And I have this tremendous guilt of all this makeup that I've acquired that has been given to me over the last few months that I have not yet had time to sit down and play with. But I do just want to shout out Unearthly Cosmetics. They've been sending me some really cool, really interesting stuff, like these multi-chrome eyeliners that they just sent me. Oh boy, they look really freaking cool. Thank you for sending them my way. For the most part, I think my main focus for this look will be finally Gemini 2 from Melt. This has been sitting on my desk for months. I have not cracked it. I have not swatched it. I have not even really looked at it. I bought it thinking it would be a great companion piece to my beloved first Gemini, which I still love with all of my heart. It was such a good palette, but I think this color story, especially the more rosy tones side, I think will be very appropriate for today's look. I really just want to feel ultra feminine, ultra glamorous. Also, I have no idea what this lighting is. I have forgotten completely how to YouTube. So if everything looks terrible, you know why. It's because I've been so absent. We're gonna get bougie with the primer today. I'm doing Magic Cream. I'm doing Danessa Myricks. We're doing the whole 9. Today is a day for opulence, and we are not going to apologize. I rarely get opportunities these days to go full out. I mean, I work retail 6 days a week. Like, what do I need to get glam for? Any audition I do has to be minimal makeup, if anything at all, because film and television wants to see all your acne scars, I guess. I don't know. They really discourage you from looking too made up. So for my film and TV auditions, I've been really trying to pare down. I think I've gotten better at being comfortable looking at my own face without makeup on camera. I actually have been getting into this headspace of actually enjoying how I look without makeup on, and it's kind of liberating. I feel like I'm very out of practice with makeup right now to wrap that thought up entirely. So we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants, seeing what happens, hopefully not completely ruining it, because I know there will be photos tonight with everyone looking real frickin' amazing. I definitely want that opportunity to show up and show out, while also not like putting like the most amount of effort in, if you know what I mean. Is that asking too much? Maybe it's asking too much. I don't think I'll talk about every product that we use today, but we'll definitely talk about the stuff that is, well, laughably new to me. I haven't even been watching makeup YouTube lately. It's really weird because I do love makeup YouTube. I just haven't really been craving it like I crave other YouTube content right now. I definitely go through phases of what I like to watch. Right now I've been binging a lot of About to Eat just because the chill vibes are so exactly what is necessary for my mental health right now. I still watch Teresa is Dead. I do watch Abby Williamson from time to time, but she does kind of grate on me after a while. Don't know why, maybe just because she's a bit too similar to me. Which is a possibility. I do love her anti-haul videos. They are still some of my favorite videos to watch. A lot of the people I used to really love and follow and be loyal to have kind of moved on. As creators, as artists, you grow, you change, you find new things that make you happy. The problem is when there's too many things that spark joy in your life and then you're left kind of floundering to try and keep up with all of them. Right now, film and television and voiceover are the things that have been at the forefront, not by choice. I mean, everything is kind of a choice. You choose to sign with an agent, you choose to put yourself out there, you choose to commit yourself to that work. But also you have to kind of go with the tide, right? So right now what's been cropping up more often than not is voiceover auditions and film and television auditions. First of all, voiceover brings me a shit ton of joy. And for me, it's actually commercial voiceover where I find the most joy. I just love that kind of copy, finding that rhythm, the melody, the musicality of a radio spot like that. It's kind of like reading music in a way. And I really love that aspect of commercial VO. I know it feels a bit shallow sort of on the outside, but there is a art form to it that I really, really enjoy. The nice thing about voiceover is that I can do those auditions from home in my living room with a microphone. It's been really nice to be able to pump those out, like 4 or 5 of those in a week, you know, and not have to disrupt the balance of my life too much. Although it's still stressful. Normally I do have to do those once I'm finished work, which means that I'm working a couple extra hours a night after I finished a full 8-hour day. So it is exhausting still, but not in the same way as like a full setup and tear down of a film and TV audition setup would be, because that requires a backdrop, that requires a camera, that requires a microphone, that requires a reader. It's just so much more of a rigmarole. It just takes it out of me way more to do film and TV auditions than it does to do voiceover. Oh my gosh, and this is the dream. And if me and Daniel ever move in together, which, you know, if we don't kill each other on this trip, then chances are we want to move into some place that has a second room that we could turn into a studio for auditioning for film, for recording voiceover auditions, for filming YouTube videos. I mean, half the battle of getting on camera and actually sitting down to record something is just how easy you can get to your camera and get started. Because there's so much setup that goes into it before you even get started, especially when you live in 400 square feet like I do. And trust and believe, I miss my studio more than you could ever know. My mom also misses me being there, and I miss being there with my mom. It's an hour out of my way to get there. And when I only have 1 day a week off, that day off needs to be errands. It's chores, it's grocery shopping, it's cooking, it's cleaning, anything that I have neglected to do all week long because my customer service job is emotionally and physically depleting. I don't even know what I'm doing with this contour. We're just going for it. Like, your girl doesn't contour anymore, but gosh dang it, we're gonna do it today because I want a photo of me in a dress, in a long fancy dress, looking so good and so snatched that people will talk about it. But yeah, part of the reason why YouTube is so hard to do when you have a full-time job is just finding the space and finding the time. But if I had a space that I could just leave set up and not have to tear it down every single time I want to film, I could just walk from my bedroom to the studio, sit down, hit record, do the thing, turn off the camera, and leave and be home in time for supper because I'm still home. That is the freaking dream. And so as much as I love and miss my studio so much, and it was so helpful and it was so beneficial for me during the pandemic, I literally had no job. I had nothing to do except to focus all of my time and energy on YouTube. The amount of guilt I feel, I believe, is where I'm starting to have trouble with the balance of my life. It's the guilt that really gets to me. The guilt of not being there with my mom when she wants me there. The guilt of leaving my audience for so long. The guilt of not using products that are being gifted to me so generously by incredible indie brands. It felt like things were finally sort of on the upswing for YouTube, and then I just had zero time to devote myself to it. YouTube doesn't pay the rent like I really wanted it to, and I tried really hard to make that a reality during the time I had to focus on it. It never materialized for me. And that was frustrating, you know, I really wanted that. Like I've said before 100 times, I would love this to be my full-time job. It just didn't end up being in the cards for me. I had to prioritize my well-being, my happiness. I needed to live on my own. I needed to be self-sustaining. That's just how it goes sometimes, you know? It means I now have very little time for what I love to do. So it is about shifting priorities, I suppose, which I think is just what growing up is. It's just shifting priorities and compromise. It is sobering. You realize that not everything will happen just because you believe it will or try really hard. Why don't we pivot and talk about the trip? So Daniel's birthday present to me, since my birthday was in July, Daniel offered up a few options for my gift. The first option was the most materialistic option. That was an Apple Watch. And let me tell you, that was very tempting. And then one of the other options for my birthday present this year would be that he would buy me a plane ticket to go visit Cynthia, my friend, who is doing Harry Potter and the Cursed Child in Toronto. It's a huge gig, the biggest theater company in Canada. And I was lamenting how I wasn't able to afford to see her. And so Daniel, being the kind, charitable, generous partner that he is, offered that up as an option. So it got me thinking, because that was so tempting, although taking a trip by yourself is so daunting, it got me thinking that maybe, and if he was interested in this, we could just turn it into a trip that we take together, just the two of us. Like a vacation. And we decided to kill several birds with one stone and go see our friends in their various shows across the East Coast. My friend Michelle is doing the Charlottetown Festival in PEI. If we're going to Toronto, we might as well go to PEI. It's not that much farther away on a plane. And then our friend Graham is doing Damn Yankees at the Shaw Festival, which is about a 2-hour drive from Toronto itself in Niagara-on-the-Lake. So what was going to be just a small trip for myself to go see one show has now ballooned into a 10-day-long excursion across the East Coast to see several of our friends being wildly successful in several hotels and bed and breakfasts. And so our smart selves thought it would be really fun to go the morning after our friend's wedding, which we are attending tonight. And you know, hindsight is 2020, but we wanted to get out as soon as we could. So that turned into us booking a 6 a.m. flight from Vancouver to Toronto with an hour layover in between to catch a flight from Toronto to Charlottetown. I really hope that everything goes smoothly in the air. Oh boy. And this is why we are not actually checking any baggage. We are doing full carry-on all the way for 10 days. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but it's gonna involve some laundry. Ooh, okay, I think this base came together. Put the bronzer down, Maddie. I'm gonna go off camera and do my eyebrows because I still can't do my eyebrows and talk at the same time. So I'm gonna go do that and I will be right back. Okay, these brows are large and in charge, but we're gonna roll with it. Why don't we zoom in and start on some eyeshadow? First, pull our brushes that we haven't washed in a month. There was this look I saw, definitely painted by Spencer. It's basically just a bronzy smoky eye, but I think we're going to change up the color scheme of it. But the premise still remains the same because it looks relatively easy to achieve and also freaking stunning. So I'm just gonna zoom out just a titch. All right, first off, we prime. I'm very hit and miss with eyeshadow primer. Some days it lays beautifully, other days it is a nightmare. And I can never predict when it's going to work and when it's not. But I think today's a good day. Now, Spencer put down a creamy base first. Don't know if I want to do that or just go straight into the eyeshadow, because I do want the colors to really stand alone. I don't want to muddy it with a base color that might not jive, since I don't have like a proper base color for this palette. So, oh my god, I can't believe this is the first time I'm cracking this out on camera. It's been months since this release. Nobody cares about it anymore, I'm sure. These tones right here, I really want to focus in on. I had a hard time figuring out what kind of makeup to do with a black gown. Your options are essentially limitless, but you don't want to, like, I don't know, do something completely out of the box when you just want to feel pretty and glamorous. So I think I'm just going to really hone in on these muted rosy tones, deepen things up a little bit, and then do a smoky wing, call it a day. And I don't want to blow it out too much. I don't want it to take over my face. You know what I mean? I really hope these eyeshadows work, because like this is the first time we're using them, and if they're not good, just don't tell me. Let's start with Sweetheart then and map out a little shape. I've been dying to play with some rosy neutrals, and let's just hope that this turns out. God knows we don't have time to fix it if it goes haywire. Taking it just a little bit at a time. I want it to kind of meet up with the brow here. And I want this rosy pink tone to be visible and not bogged down by the darker colors. I really want to be able to see this tone. I'm just a sucker for a rosy neutral. This is really gorgeous though. Just for expedience's sake, let's actually use a bigger brush just to get a really good blend on this outer corner here. So far so good. Blending out really beautifully on the edges there, not too patchy. I really like that color. Yeah, that's really beautiful. Okay. It is just the first shade, but I do have high hopes. I think that's gonna look really stunning with something ultra wet looking on the lid, which I still haven't decided what I'm gonna do just yet, but I have some ideas. Already loving it. Great. What a relief. Next, let's take Gemelas or Gemelas and just deepen up just a little bit here. We're working our way towards a smoky wing. This is actually really beautiful. Has this color scheme been done a million times to death? Sure. But this one in particular is performing very nicely. This is a really nice tone of rosy brown. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Rosy Brown. Have you ever thought about what your drag queen name would be? Obviously, most of you have. Mine would be, if I was going to do drag, I think my drag queen name would be Fancy Molasses. Because I saw a carton of Fancy Molasses at the store one day and just thought it's too good. If you ever see a Fancy Molasses out there, it's probably me finally having switched careers. I think blush will definitely come into play in this area. I mean, look who you're talking to. But so far, this is what I wanted. Let's bring Lovesick into the mix and really deepen up this smoky wing. I think I will throw liner on as well, just to really deepen up that darkest point. But I really want this dark burgundy to be prominent. And then just to smudge right up against the lash line, I'm just gonna go in with this NYX Epic Smoke Liner. That's kind of fun. Okay, hey, that actually kind of worked. Let's go back into Lovesick just to reinforce. The little brush on the end of that kind of scraped off some of that eyeshadow. Not too much, which is kind of nice. Okay, hey, look at this. We're getting glam. Just trying to finesse these edges a little bit and the blend. Also, the component of my glitter primer just bit the dust. The little tip just came clean off inside the cap. I have absolutely no idea what I'm gonna do with the shimmer. I have a couple options here. My thought was to use this Super Shock shadow from ColourPop. It's part of the Animal Crossing collection, and I think the tones would be stunning. It picks up all like the pink and the bronze as well. Is it gonna be a complete mess? Yeah, it's gonna be a complete mess, but we are just going to deal with it. Let's throw down some glitter primer because we are not taking any chances today. That's for damn sure. Oh yeah. Let's go over a couple edges. All right, I think I've got a pretty decent handle on this situation now, so I'm gonna go off camera, do this on the other side, throw on my lashes, and then when we come back, we will zoom out and finish the rest of the look. Why my nose won't stop running is beyond me. And of course, you can put on the same lash 1,001 times, and the one time it's not cooperating is the time where you're in a time crunch. Okay, but I am really happy with how this turned out. So now all we have left to do is some blush, some highlight, a lip, and we are done. We're gonna stick with Pat today. I think the tones are just too perfect not to. So let's just go in with Divine Rose. It just is a perfect match. Yeah, that is expensive looking for sure. rich and really hard to go overboard on, which is good for me. By the way, these are just a pair of Kiss lashes, Lash Couture Masterpiece. Wish they would send me PR. I love Kiss lashes. I'm a total convert. I can find them at my local drugstore. What's not to love? And drugstore lashes have gotten very good. Hike that in the temples just a little bit, just for a little extra glow. And on the cheek, I think I want to do a little bit of Cherish. It just adds pink back into the mix and it has such an amazing tone to it. All right, it is highlight time. Let's go for it. Let's do Charlotte Tilbury. She's bougie, she's beautiful. The occasion calls for it. So I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush, dip into the whole thing and really go in. I'm just gonna take some face powder and set my brow bone because I haven't done that yet. I think we're nearly there. We just gotta throw on a lip and we're good to go, baby. What do I want? Let's throw on some of this Superstay Matte Ink crayon. It's really neutral, easy to just blend out with your finger. And then I think I just want to throw a gloss on top of that. First, I'm gonna try the Gimme Glow Cosmetics Vivid Lip Paint in Juicy Melon, just because I really like this tone. To top it off, I think we're just gonna go in with Patrick Ta today. The She's Expensive, the lip shine, because I think it is a day to feel expensive. Probably just could have gone ahead with the gloss and called it a day because this kind of just looks like my lip color anyway. But she's cute. Let's spray her down. Oh, look who's using their keys.
How are you?
Good, almost done.
Hi.
Hi, I would kiss you, but I've got junk all over my lips.
Yes.
You want to say hi to everyone?
Hello, everyone.
Right up the nose. That is a good look, sir. I think we're done. I think we're done. Obviously, I have to go, seeing as my ride's here. I'm gonna sign off. It's been a treat. Don't know why I added this extra stressor to my day. I don't know. Just got the impetus to say hello to you guys and took the opportunity.
And so, if nothing else, you look great.
Oh, I figured, you know, last time I did my full face, I did not film it and I think I disappointed some people. So I figured I owed it to you guys just to get on camera and put makeup on my face. And I feel very glamorous. So I forgot bottom mascara. You guys, oh my God. This is it's a running joke on my channel where I forget bottom mascara. It's only funny to probably maybe 5 people. I'm gonna love you and leave you. Before I do, let me rattle off the spiel to you if I can remember it. If you want to, here are the many ways you can help out this almost absent channel. Oh my God, what is it? You can give this video a thumbs up. You can comment down below what you thought of the video. You can subscribe if you want to. I post whenever I can, and that's apparently once every few months. Any and all engagement with this video is crucial to its success in the algorithm. So if you have a few spare seconds, please engage with this video. You can follow me on other social media, i.e. you can follow me on Instagram. I will leave that right here. I'm gonna go to my friend's wedding and have a gale time, literally and figuratively. And then we're gonna hop on a plane at 6 a.m. I still have a code with Unearthly Cosmetics, so if you wanna get 10% off of all Unearthly Cosmetics stuff, you can just use the code Madelaide at checkout. Thank you to everyone who's used the code. I know that I've been super dormant and absent here, but you guys still come through and throw me a couple bucks every now and again, and it is actually amazing and it's a huge help. So every little bit, you guys are the best. Thank you for supporting me as always. And with that, folks, I have no idea how to sign off anymore.
Just hard cut there.
Just hard cut there. No, I love you guys so much. Bye.